Hello everyone, myself Priyavrat and welcome to the Helpful Techniques. So guys, I'm again back with a new Accenture preparation video. So in this video, we'll be discussing about the Accenture Aptitude MCQ questions and answers 2021. So these are the frequently asked Accenture Aptitude MCQ questions. So in this video, we'll be discussing about the 15 to 16 MCQ questions for this Aptitude Accenture Off Campus written test. And so before discussing further, if you are new to our YouTube channel, then please subscribe. And we have uploaded 3 to 4 videos regarding Accenture Off Campus, about its preparation, about the recruitment process, about the syllabus, etc. So this video was regarding the hiring process, syllabus, and the sample questions. And this video was regarding the Accenture technical MCQ questions, and this one is the last one, or the last previously or the recently uploaded video was on Accenture pseudocode questions and the answers, which was asked on the February 2021. So if you are preparing for the Accenture cognitive test, then you must watch these videos. So I'll be putting these videos link in the description of this video. Most of the candidates have watched this video and they got 99% questions from these questions only. And you can check the comment section. Most of the candidates have written that thank you for this video. So I am requesting all of you to please watch these videos, especially these two videos, so that you will be able to prepare for the Accenture pseudocode MCQ questions. So now let's discuss about the regarding this video. So one more thing I need to highlight here. So totally there will be 15 to 16 questions in this aptitude section, and there is no negative marking here. That means if you are stuck anywhere, or if you are not able to solve any of the question, no need to worry about that. You can just simply say Jai Mata Di and choose any of the options, because don't waste your time, otherwise you will not be able to solve the full 100% questions. So now let's discuss. So first, here I have already written the solutions, because if I am doing the solutions by myself here during explaining, the time will be taking and you will not be getting the exact output, or you can the solution. That means these options will not be getting if I am doing the solving, and also it will be the more time taking. So that's why I'll be just explaining the solution to you and will be doing some rough work. So I am requesting all of you to please watch this video till the end, so that you will be able to know about the recently MCQ aptitude asked questions. So now let's discuss first question. So in a certain month, the total income of the Sandeep, Anil and Cheetah is 50,000. In that month, Sandeep spends 70% of his income. For Anil, it is 75%, and for Cheetah, the spending is 80% of her income. So the ratio of the amount of spent by Anil, Sandeep and Cheetah in that month is 35 is to 90 is to 64. So find the income of the Sandeep in that month. So that means here, one more thing. If you want to solve these questions by yourself, you can do it by simply pausing this video. Try to solve by yourself. I have already provided the answers, or you can say the multiple probable options here. 1 2 3 4, totally 4 options are there. Try to solve by yourself, and if you are not able to solve by yourself, then only follow the solutions. It's a very good practice. So I would encourage everyone to solve these questions by yourself by simply just pause this video, read this question again and again. If you are not able to understand, or if you are not able to get the question at a single attempt, no issues. You can just pause this video, try to understand this question and try to solve it by yourself. It will be helping you a lot, because here if we have taken 70% in during the exam, they will be saying like 80%, or the pattern will be different, because we are not discussing the the upcoming questions here. We are just discussing about the previously asked questions about the pattern. So now let's discuss. So here it is provided these are the 70, 75 and 80% are their total spendings, and the spending ratios are the 35 is to 90 into 64. So that means we don't know about the individual's income. So the question is asking about to find the income of the Sandeep in that particular or the specific month. So now let's discuss about the solution. So one by one we'll be discussing. So suppose here we have taken the income of the Sandeep in that month is 100A, for Anil it is 100B, and for the Cheetah it is 100C. So I have seen that most of the time people keep it as A, B and C. So what happens, even there was a time when I was using or typing or assuming A, B and C or X, Y, Z. So it is not a good practice. So what happens here, we need to find the 70% of their Sandeep's income. For Anil it is 75, or Cheetah for Cheetah it is 80%. So if I am taking A, B and C for their total individual income, so what will be happening if I am finding the 70% of this Sandeep's income? So A by 100, what will be happening? It will be simply giving me the 7A by 10. So while doing the calculation, we'll be facing difficulties. It will be time taking. So that's why we have kept it simple, 100A, 100B and 100C. So what will be happening if I am finding 70% of A or Sandeep's income? It will be simply giving me the 70A. It's very much time saving. So that's why I have kept 100A, 100B, 100C. Always do the smart work to save your time. So now let's discuss. So yeah, just a second. So these are our incomes for Sandeep, Anil and Cheetah. These are the spendings: 70A, 75, 80B, 80C. Nothing fancy here. So then these are the proportions: 70A is to 75B is to 80C equal to 35 is to 90 is to 64. This thing is given already. So here we are trying to just solve this one. 70A by 35 equal to, because these are the proportions, so everyone each term will be similar. 35, 75 by 90 and 80 by 64. 80C by 64 equal to X. So this one is the proportionality constant. You can take X or A or you can take X or T, whatever you want, except ABC here. So then 100A equal to 50X. So here what we are doing, so these are the 100A, 100B and 100C. So for after doing the simplification, we are getting A equal to X by 2. That means 70A by 35 equal to X. So here 70 by 35 A equal to here K or X, whatever you take. So what will be the A equal to 35 by 70, so it will be giving me 2. So A equal to K by 2 or X by 2. So whatever you want to take, you can take. So here A equal to K by 2. So A equal to K by 2. So like this, if you are simply doing the simplification, B equal to 6X by 5 and C equal to 40X by 5. So what is the total or the individual income here? So this one is the A. So what is the total or the individual incomes are 100A. So 100A equal to, just multiply 100. So this will be the 50X. For Anil it will be 100B. So 100B 6X divided by 5 into 100. So like this it will be giving me the final one, 100A, 50X and 120X. So the total income will be how much? 50,000. So 100A plus 100B plus 100C equal to 50,000. So like this, 50X, my handwriting is a little bit bad, so please try to manage. So 120X plus this one 80X. So what is the total income? So equal to 50,000. So total income is the 50,000. So if I am doing the simplification, so after doing the simplification, I'll be getting X equal to 200. So what is the total income of Anil? 50X. So for X equal to 200. So 50x will be 10,000. So the correct answer is the 10,000. So here is the answer 10,000. So it's a simple question one. Nothing fancy here. If you are not able to understand this one, you simply just pause this video, try to understand the solution by seeing this, or you can go back 1 to 2 minutes back and watch the solution again, so that you'll be able to understand this one. So now let's move to the next question. So Shruti purchased some article for 2,400 rupees. She sold 2/3 of the articles purchased at 10% loss. Find the profit percentage at which the rest of the full amount must be sold to gain the overall percentage of 25%. So that means at the very beginning she sold the 2/3, that means 2/3 part of the total article at 10% loss. So remaining one is the 1/3. And at which percentage, or at what percentage she need to sell the remaining part, so that she will be able to get the overall profit of 25%. So now let's understand. So the cost price of the article was 2,400. The overall profit it needs 25%. So the total selling price will be 2,400 into 125 divided by 100. So 3,000 is the total selling price. So at the first case, 2/3 of the selling price, that means 2/3 part she sold after with 10% loss. So the 2/3 of the selling price will be 1,600. Loss is the 10%. So what will be the selling price? 1,440. You can solve or calculate this one by yourself. Then at the second case, she is selling the 1/3 part of the article. 3,000 minus 1/4 equal to 15,000, 1,560. Then CP of the remaining article will be 1/3 of the 2,400. So this is the whole amount of the whole or the total CP or the cost price. So 2,400 1/3 will be 800 rupees. So what will be the profit? Selling price minus cost price, as we all know. So what is the selling price for this 1/3 part? 1,560 minus the selling price of this cost price of this 1/3 part of this article, 800. So the profit will be 760 rupees. So here it has asked what is the profit percentage. So we need to find the profit percentage here. So profit percentage will be 760 divided by the CP or the cost price. So here what is the cost price? This is the cost price, 800, because it is asking for the what is the profit percentage for this 1/3 part of the article. So the cost price of this 1/3 part is 800. So simply divide by 800 into 100 equal to 95%. So the correct answer is 95%. So it's a very easy question. So now let's move to the third question. So in how many way can 8 Indians and 4 Americans and 8 English men can be seated in a row so that all persons of the same nationality sit together? So this is a very easy question one. So now let's understand. So there are 8 Indian people, there are 4 American and 4 English men. So they need to sit in a row so that the same nationality people will be sitting together. So now let's find the solution for this arrangement of this total 8, 4, 12, 16 people. So what will be the arrangement? They need to sit in a row. So in how many ways we can place these 8 Indians? 8 factorial. Then 4 American people will be arranged in 4 factorial ways, multiplied 4 factorial. Then again multiplied with 8 Englishmen. So they can be arranged in 4 factorial ways. So this is the total number of ways in which we can arrange these peoples in a row. But here the most of the candidates will be choosing this one. But here if you see carefully, it has asked that in how many ways they can be seated in a row, so that the all the persons from the same nationality will be sitting together. So suppose here if I am starting from this Indian people, like one Indian people seat, see it's sitting here, then next to this Indian people another Indian people will be sitting. So we need to place 8 Indian peoples at a row on the immediate basis. After 8 Indian people completely set, then another 4 people will be sitting from this, either from this American or Englishman will be sitting. After this is done, then again 4 people will be sitting. So one by one we need to sit. We cannot place one Indian people and then one American people, or one Indian people then one Englishman. We cannot place like this. So we need to place every these people in a arranged manner, so that they will be sitting together. So suppose we are taking this Indian people or this category of Indian people as a whole. Suppose here I, then for American we are taking A, and for this Englishman we are taking E. So suppose in these 3 categories or 3 groups can be arranged in 3 factorial ways. That means suppose I am at the very beginning, I am placing these Indian people at the very beginning, then we are placing these A American people, then we are placing the E people or Englishmen. Or another way might be first American, then Indian, then E. Or another way is the E or I, then A. So total there will be 3 ways we can place these peoples. So what is the total ways? 8 factorial into 4 factorial into 4 factorial into 3 factorial for this togetherness. So this is the correct answer. So I hope you all are able to understand. So this was a little bit tricky one, but it's simple. If you are able to understand this question, definitely you will be able to solve this kind of questions. So there will be a little bit tricky questions. If you are not able to solve these questions, just leave, choose any of the answers and move to the next question. Don't waste your time anymore. So now let's discuss about the 4th question. So a piece of work can be done by 6 men, 5 women in 6 days, or 3 men or 4 and 4 women in 10 days. It can be done by 9 men and 15 women in how many days? This is the question. So it's a very easy question. So now let's discuss the solution. So let 1 man can do the work in 1 day equal to X. Then 1 woman 1 day's work will be Y percentage or part. So according to the question, 6 men and 5 women can do the work in 6 days. So these people can do the work in 1 day. How much of the full or the total work they can do? 6x plus 5y equal to 1 by 6. This is for the 1 day's work. And again this 3 men and 4 women 10 days. That means 3x plus 4y equal to 1 by 10. This is the total thing is the 1 day's work. So we got 2 equations. After solving this equation, we'll be getting x equal to 1 by 54 and y equal to 1 by 90. So after solving, we'll be getting this much. So this, according to the question, 9 men and 15 women in how many days they can complete? So what is the work they can complete in 1 day? First of all, we need to calculate. So 9 men plus 15 women's 1 day work will be 9 into 1 by 54. For women, 15 into 1 by 90. So after adding, we will be getting 1 by 3. This is the 1 day's work. They can complete 1 by 3rd of the whole work. So in how many days they will be able to complete the whole work? Just the reverse of 1 by 3. That means 3 days they will be taking to complete or finish the whole work. Because in 1 day they are completing or able to complete the one third of the whole work. So that means in 3 days they will be able to complete the work. So it was a very easy question. So I am not repeating the solution again. So the 5th question is based upon the simple interest one. So a man borrowed some money at the rate of 6% per annum for the first 2 years. So let me use my pencil. 6% for 2 years. Then for the first 2 years and rate of 9 percentage per annum interest rate for next 3 years, and at the rate of 14 percentage per annum for this remaining period beyond 5 years. Okay, so totally 5 period. Acha, okay, beyond, so that means 9 years, 4 it will be beyond 5 years. Okay, so he pays a total interest of 11,400 at the end of 9 years. How much money did he borrow? So we do not know anything about the principal amount or the total amount. So the interest is given. So as per the simple interest formula, so the interest equal to PRT by 100, as we all know that. So here we need to find the P. So what will be P? P equal to RT divided by I into 100. So this will be the solution. So it's a very easy question. So now let's discuss about the solution. So yeah, so x into 2 into 6, that means 2 years 6 PA divided by 100. So x into 9 into this equal to 11,400. This is the total interest. So we need to find x. X is the principal amount. So after solving this one, we'll be getting 12,000. So it's an easy question. I am not repeating the solution. So now let's move to the sixth question. So a 1 unit of the X percentage alcohol is mixed with 3 unit of the Y percentage alcohol to give the 60 percentage alcohol. If X is greater than Y, so how many integer value X can take? So it's an easy question. So 1 unit of X. So this is the X percentage alcohol. So X percentage is the concentration rate. That means in Kingfisher, or you can say in Bacardi, the percentage of alcohol is 37 percentage in Bacardi, or suppose in any beer the percentage of alcohol is 7 percentage, 6 percentage, 5 percentage. So this is the percentage alcohol. So one unit is mixed, that means 1 unit is maybe 1 liter or 100 ml, etc. So after as per the mixture and alligation formula, so x minus 60, this will be x minus 60 and this will be 60 minus y. So we need to find how many integers values x can take because we do not know about the percentage of or the concentration for this x. So we need to find. So x minus 60 equal to here it is 1, so x minus 60 equal to 3 into 60 minus y. So after solving, you will be getting x equal to 3 into 40 minus y. So that means x is the multiple of 3 here, 120. So and 3y also. So that's why x is the multiple of 3. And also it is given that x is greater than y. So what will be the final value? So here we are mixing that. Suppose this is the you can say 70% or 80 percentage, and we are mixing 20 percentage or 30 percentage, and this is the final percentage or the average percentage. So definitely it will be maximum as per the question. Also it has been written x is greater than y. So what will be happening? 60 percentage will be somewhere between x and y. So that means x is greater than 60 and greater than y. And we have found that x is the multiple of 3. So what are the values it can take? So as x is greater than 60, so the next value of 60 which is divisible by 3 is 63, and like this 66, 69, 72, like this 99 up to. Because why we are taking up to 99? So this is the concentration. So you cannot take more than 100%, because 100% above 100% it does not exist. 100% is the maximum one. So that's why we can go maximum to 99 percentage, because 99 is divisible by 3 and 100 is not divisible by 3. So if you calculate 63, 66, 69, 72, then 75. So if we go on calculating totally, it will be taking 13 values. So the correct answer will be 13. It's an easy question. just you need to do a little bit calculation here and you will be able to find the solution. So now let's move to the next question. So the average height of the 22 toddlers increased by 2 inches when the two of them leaving this group. If the average height of these two toddlers is the 1/3 of the average height of the original 22, then the average height in inches of the remaining 20 toddlers is. It's an easy question. So now let's create a table. So the total number of toddlers equal to 22. Average average height equal to, suppose, A of 20 toddlers. So what will be the total height? 22A. So here yeah, so the height of the 20 toddlers is increased by 2. Average height of the 20 toddlers increased by 22 when 2 people has left. So that means 20 into A plus 2 total height. Then the 2 toddlers height is the 1/3 of the whole, or you can say the 22 average toddlers height. So that means 2 equal to A by 3. So what will be the total height for these 2 toddlers? 2A divided by 3. So after calculating 22A, that means whole height, or you can say the total height equal to 22A. That means this one plus this one. So after solving, you will be getting A equal to 30. So then we need to find the average of the remaining 20 toddlers. So what is the average height of the 20 toddlers here? A plus 2. So what is the value of A? 30. 30 plus 2 equal to 32. So the correct answer is the D, or the correct option is D. So now let's move to the next question. So Smith was running along a road at 10 km per hour. He crossed a policeman moving at the speed of 15 km per hour in the opposite direction. So suppose Smith is moving, then policeman will be moving in this direction. So the policeman had to continue for the 12 minutes before he could find a gap in the road and he'd start chasing him again. Find the total time taken in minutes by the policeman to catch Smith from the time he crossed him. That means from this moment you need to calculate how much time he need in order to catch Smith. So it's an easy question. So they are moving in opposite direction. So 10, 15. If they are moving in the opposite direction, so the relative speed of this policeman with respect to this Smith will be 10 plus 15. If you know about the relative speed, you might be able to understand 25 km per hour, the speed of the policeman with respect to Smith. So how much distance he covers in 12 minutes by this policeman? So 25 into 12. 12 minutes equal to 12 by 60, because we are converting into hour. So the distance, this much of distance will be getting. So again after 12 minutes he can start chasing him. That means in the same direction they will be running. So when they are moving in the same direction, the relative speed will be just opposite. That means suppose he is moving 10 km per hour and he is moving 15. So the relative speed of the policeman with respect to Smith will be 15 minus 10 equal to 5 km per hour. So at this time, first of all, he need to cross this much of distance. So let me show you the solution so that you will be able to understand, because I will be not able to show you the proper calculation here without seeing the solution. Yeah, so 20, this much of distance he has covered in 12 minutes. So now he is moving in the same direction. So the time taken will be 5 km divided by 5 equal to 1 hour equal to 60 minutes. So the total time taken will be 60 minutes, and already he has crossed 12 minutes to move this 5 km. So totally there will be 72 minutes from the time of they crossed each other. So the correct answer will be C equal to 72. So now let's move to the next question. So a college has 10 basketball players, 5-member team, and a captain will be selected out of these 10 players. In how many different how many different selections can be made. So we need to choose 5 members and 1 captain, that means 6 people out of 10. So in how many ways we can choose? 10C6, that means 220 to 10 ways. So I don't know whether you know about this combination formula. So 10(6) will be 10 factorial divided by 6 factorial into 10 minus 6, that means 4 factorial. So 6 factorial, keep it as it is. This one will be 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 or 6 factorial. So 6 factorial will be cancelled out. So at the end you will be getting 2010 ways. So now, so there are 6 people. Okay, so sorry. So there are 6 people. So we need to choose the captain. So in how many ways we can choose? So we can choose this man as a captain, or this man as a captain, or this man as a captain, or this. So like this we can choose the captain in 6 ways, because we need to choose a captain out of 6 people. So totally there will be 6 ways we can choose the captain. So totally there will be 210 into 6. So that means 1260 ways we can build this team. So this was the solution of it. So I hope you all are able to understand this one. This was a easy combination question. So now let's move to the next question. So a box contains 5 green, 4 yellow and 3 white balls. So totally 5 plus 4, 9 and 3 white. That means 12 balls. 3 balls are drawn at a random. So what is the probability that they are not the same color? So now let's understand what is the sample space here. So totally there are 12 balls and we need to choose 3 balls at a random. So in how many ways we can do this? 12C3. So this is the sample space. And total case of drawing the same color is the, in how many ways we can choose this 5 green balls and 3 green balls out of 5 green balls, 5C3. And in how many ways we can choose the 3 balls out of 4 yellow balls, 4C3. And in how many ways we can choose the 3 white balls out of 3 white balls, 3C3. So totally there will be 15 ways we can do this. So what will be the probability that we can choose the balls without it may be the with the same color. So what will be the probability choosing the balls with same color? 15 divided by sample space 220. So the output will be 344. So here it is asked they are not of the same color. So the probability for this same color will be 3 by 44. So we need to find the negation. So what will be happening? 1 minus 3 by 44. So it will be simply giving you 41 divided by 44. So it's a very easy question. So the answer is the D1 option. Correct option will be the 41 divided by 44. So I hope you all are able to understand this one. So now let's move to the next question. So the sum of the present age of the father and his son is the 60 years. 5 years ago father's age was 4 times the age of the son. So so now father's age will be. So it's a very easy question. I think everyone will be able to solve this one. So now let's understand. So the sum of the present age of the father and his son is 60 years. So let the age of the son and father will be x. Suppose the age of the son is x and the age of father will be 60 minus x, because the total age is 60. So here according to the question, 5 years ago the father's age. So what was the father's age? 60 minus 5 minus 5, because 5 years back we are asking or discussing, was 4 times the age of the son. So at the present what is the age of son? X. 5 years back what will be the age of the son? X minus 5, and it is the 4 times father's age the 4 times of the age of the son before 5 years. So 4 into x minus 5 equal to 60 minus x. So after solving this we get x, so which is the age of the son. So as per the question, the total age will be 60. So son's age is 15. So 60 minus 15 equal to 45. So the correct answer will be 45 and the solution or the option is D. So now let's move to the next question. Find the remainder when this one is divided by x plus 5. So there are two ways we can do this. So now let me explain the first one or the conventional one. So I think most of the people use this process or method in their school. 4x square plus 6x. Normally we do to find the remainder of something. So just simply divide this with x plus 5. So here x cube is there, so we simply need to multiply x square with x plus 5. It will be x cube plus x square into 5, 5x square. So my handwriting is little bit bad, please try to manage with this. Minus, so simply we do the subtraction. It will simply giving minus x square plus 6x is there, keep it as it is, minus 2. So like this if you go, you'll be getting some at the end will be getting the remainder. So this is the one method, and another method is simply just here it has given x plus 5. So just equate this one. So we'll be getting x equal to minus 5. So if we are just putting f of x equal to x cube plus 4x square plus 6x, just put x equal to minus 5. So after solving we'll be getting minus 57. This is the easiest one and it will be saving your time. So I will suggest all of you to follow the second process or the step because it's a time saving one. The first one is the conventional one we usually do in the exam or during the exam, or you can say the college exam or the school exam. But during the competitive exam I would suggest all of you to follow the second method. It's an easy one or easy process one. If you want to do the with the first one you can do, no problem, but it will be taking a little bit more time as compared to the second method. So now let's move to the next question. So what will be the value of 3 minus 1 by 3 into log 3 base 327? So it's a very much easy question. So here it is 3 minus 1 by 3 into log base 327. So 27 can be written as 3 to the power 3. Am I right? Because 3 into 3 into 3, 27. So 3 we can take it here. So what will be happening? 3 minus 1 by 3 into 3 log base 3, 3. So as you all know that log a base a or base 10 to, and here 10 equal to 1. So what will be happening? Just this one will be simply giving us 1, and previously it was 1 by 3 into 3. So just do the cancellation. 3 equal to the solution will be 3 minus 1 equal to 2. It's a very easy question, so the answer will be C equal to 2 here. It's a very easy question, so I hope all are able to solve this one by yourself because it's a easy one. If you are not able to understand, just watch this video again. I hope you all will be able to solve this one. So now let's move to the next question. Find the greatest possible length which can be used to measure exactly the lengths 4 meter 95 centimeter, 9 meter and 16 meter 65 centimeter. What is the greatest possible length? So we need to find the HCF here. So first of all we need to convert this thing into centimeter, meter into centimeter. 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter as you all know. So this one is the 495 900 centimeter and 1665 centimeter. So we need to find the factors. So I have seen that most of the time what people do, so there is a trick one, or there is a one trick here. So while finding the HCF, what you can do, first of all you need to find the smallest one. Here smallest one is the 495. Find the factor in such a way that other factors will be there or will be a part of this one. Like I have seen most of the people do like 35, they do the further small factorials they find, like 32 can be written as 2 to the power 5. People do like 2 2 2 2 2 like this. So if you are doing like this, at the end while doing finding the HCF, you may miss 1 2. Suppose there are 2 5 we are writing and we are missing while calculating or finding the HCF, we are missing 1 2 or 2 2s we are missing. So it will be giving us the wrong HCF. So I would suggest all of you to please follow this process. Don't do the further don't find further factors here. Just keep as it is, like 35 into 5 32 into 5 into 11 like this. What will be the HCF? 32 is common everywhere, and 5 is also there. Sorry, just a second. 5, yeah. So yeah, 5 and 5 again here it is. So total there will be 32 5 equal to 45. So the required answer will be 45. So now let's move to the last question. Evaluate 9.5 into 0.008589, this one. So here what we can do, we need to do the simplification. So if you want to do the simplification, what we can do, just simply this one. So suppose this whole part equal to A and this part will be B, suppose, and we need to find the root over. So what we can do, so if you want to divide 10 inside this root over, we need to multiply here 10, so that 100 if you are multiplying, then if you are using 10 here, so if it is coming outside, then it will be 100 and 100 and 100 divide. If you are dividing, it will be neutralized. So like this, if you are trying to solve this one here, or if you are trying to multiply something here, then you need to divide this thing as well, because it will not be neutralized. So what we can do here, so 9.5 if you want to make it whole integer, so we need to multiply 10 here. So here we are multiplying 10, and here we need to multiply 1 into 4 zeros we need to multiply, and 18.9 we need to multiply 10. But if you see carefully here we are multiplying this same thing, 4 zeros in order to get 17. Then 1.9 we are multiplying 10, and for this one we need to multiply 1000, so that we will be able to get 21. So here also we need to multiply 1000, so that this thing will be neutralized or will be neutral. So here if you see, after doing the neutralization, you are getting 95, 85, 189, 00 and this one. So after solving or doing the cancellation, we are getting 5 into 30 equal to 150. So moral of this thing is, try to multiply with this thing with 10, 100,000, 10,000 and 1 lakh, so that it will be simple and you will be able to make it as integer and do the calculation by doing the multiplication or division, whatever you want to do. Just simply multiply with something, do the smart work, so that it will be saving your time. So this is all about the this 15 question. So we have discussed the 15 questions here. So these are the mostly asked questions. And one thing I forgot to mention here, sometimes they will be asking you the pie chart or the bar chart questions or the histogram questions. Histogram questions I didn't discuss here, because they will be asking, like, suppose just a second, yeah. So suppose like this, suppose this is the cell in 2019, this is the 2020, 2018, this is the 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018 this one, 2019 this one, like this. If it is there, they will be asking like what is the difference in the profit in 2018 and 2019. Simply you need to do the subtraction, what is the profit percentage as compared to the 2019 and 2018, so etc. This kind of questions, they are the simple questions they will be asking. So that's why I didn't discuss this kind of question, like bar graph or the histogram questions. So I hope most of the candidates will be able to solve this kind of questions. So apart from this, if you have any doubt regarding these questions, you can ask us in the comment section below or reach us through the email ID that we have mentioned in the comment section below, helpfultechniques@gmail.com. So thank you for watching and all the best for this interview.